Hello, everybody from Phoenix, Arizona. Sunny, nice weather. I have with me one of my esteemed guests, Tony Veerachai. He has graciously honored to be part of our conversation as a thought leader, and I greatly appreciate you taking time to speak about some of the aspects. I'm going to talk about project management and AI, but before we do that, let us, Tony, introduce himself and talk about himself and his
Okay.
experiences and anything you would like.
I will. Hi, my name is Veerachai Suvarnapruksa. You can. Sometimes I go by Tony, so it's easier for a lot of people to just say Tony instead of Veerachai. So, anyway, I'm from Thailand. I'm a volunteer for the PMI Thailand chapter. This is my first global summit that I've been to.
Welcome.
The team over in Thailand they do send representatives about one to every summit every year. So my background is in the upstream oil and gas, which I've been working in since 1993. So and I'm just getting more exposure into PMI now with the recently received my CAPM certificate a few years back. So as I continue on my career, trying to improve my current skills with the tools and the practices and learning from fellow PMI certificate holders on how to leverage the existing standards like the PIM box to our project execution. And mainly, I had been past 10 years. I've been working with the project management office branch within our national oil company, and it's interesting to find out how much the the project management system that they're using over there mimics the PIMBOK. So it was very good eye opener to be able to do a comparison between the two, and I look forward to bringing some additional knowledge from current today this week's global summit back to Thailand to see if we can apply some of that there as well.
Excellent. That is a great background. And thank you, Tony Avirachai, for sharing in more detail, because as you said, this is a global profession and a global change. But as you rightly said, many of the foundations and the principles are same. So a great project management body of knowledge. But again, how you bring your experience from Thailand and oil and gas. And this is the beauty that it comes together. So I appreciate your input. So this is very excellent. So first question I would like to discuss with you about AI is taking over by storm in a sense, and we are positively, negatively expected. So there are a lot of people who are excited, and some people may be concerned. So let's talk about: are you seeing any benefits, and are you seeing any adoption in your domain and your experience?
Actually, the arrival of the tragic disease like COVID helped enhance the adaptation of AI. I think a lot of people turn around and say, well, what if we don't have those resources available in our offices anymore? Where can we get a readily person or things that knows it all and can think in addition to our own existing staff who may be out of reach? The adoption of that within Thailand has been dramatic, to say the least. Wow. I think as far as on the professional level is concerned, there has been hesitancy about that because of fearing of loss of jobs. Of course, the economy is not too good, so everybody is always afraid about their jobs. But that's from a working person's perspective.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I have a 20-year-old daughter who is in her final year at the university level. She uses AI almost in every breath that she takes. Her work in financial business management is could not function properly without AI. So she is able to digest information quickly. That's what I find with the new generation. They don't particularly concern themselves about following the proper processes because to them, they already have that processes lined up, mapped out in their head. What they want to do now is to be able to get the information, the results, the researches quickly, which has been easily provided with AI. Well, they've learned how to write prompts so that AI can help respond and actually tailor-made their collective information gathering and let these graduates to interpret them and actually deliver those information to make a results and recommendations that they needed on what they're doing.
Right.
So it's perfect. I think we're moving in the direction that I think it has never been foreseen before.
Right.
Yeah.
That is excellent, and this is brave new world and exciting. But as you rightly said, there are some challenges as well. But on that note, you already mentioned some not hurdles, but because as a society, when we look at whenever automation or any other aspects come in, there is concern about jobs and how is it economy is transitioning. So, but would you like to elaborate a little? Any other adoption challenges or?
Yeah. I think in Southeast Asia, I think the common practice is that as maybe different in the Western world, transparency is not something that is cherished, and it actually is seen in a lot of inner circles because in the area we work on relationships very much more than following the staying on the white path, the clear and very objective, no need to rely on connections, that kind of a thinking in the Western world. In the Southeast Asian culture, I think a lot more emphasis is placed on personal connections. So things like AI threatens that, in that people would fear that if you flush everything out, there's no other mysteries. Basically you're putting everybody at a same level playing field, which is to the people that have power already has the fear that, okay, now that everybody's on the same level playing field, they lose that advantage. The hierarchy, the respect that they feel that they deserve. AI kind of reduced that and said, no longer that information is proprietarily yours. Right. So that's the challenge on the legacy way. The challenge for the younger generation, as I see from my daughter practicing that, is I would call it the ethical aspect, because the AI only sees data as in its pure form. It doesn't say you should or should not do it. It doesn't make that distinction. Right. And as Elon Musk, I think, mentioned one time, he mentions that he sees AI is coming, and that once it gets here, his famous quote that I read is, he said, "And I hope AI would be kind to me." Right. So it tells me that people are really scared of that ability to see through all of the walls that are preventing everybody to get that same information. Right. So it's a challenge to say that it's transparency and everybody knows everything about everybody. Is that a good thing? Right. That's the ethical question. Excellent.
Wow, this is really such a great perspective, and how you blended it culturally, internationally, globally, technologically, and philosophically, how we look at it. This is very well framed answer. I really appreciate it. Really enhances even my understanding, and I am now curious to even think of some of those lines. So this is really, really beautiful. Appreciate it. So I'm really appreciate your time, and if you would like any parting comments or any final message to
I think along the line of transparency and open communications, I'd like to see these type of global discussion groups that I guess PMI is hosting in that aspect, where we have the common respect for each other as PMI certificate holders, that we know that it's not some guy behind a closed door saying, okay, well, you tell me everything that you know, and I'll tell you what I think you should know only. So in that kind of I really would like to see that foster
Yes.
that kind of community where we can talk about the good side, the bad side, and also what can we leave. I think the key word that I keep hearing in this summit is what legacy, what things that you want to leave
Right.
when you're gone. And it's a great point. I think a lot of people think it out, but only through communicating like this or sessions like these where it's actually dictated out and people can say, hey, that's right. And a lot of the sessions that I've been to, we are emphasizing that. Okay, you do good now. Not unlike some of the previous culture practices in the past where you actually do things as you deposit good deeds so that you in your next life you are actually hoping to benefit. It's not like that in that sense. With the new generations, you're saying, well, let's just do it now, or even the pay it forward practices where in the past we said, okay, you do good and hopefully that it will pay off additional in the future. It's kind of same thing what the Asians are looking at on the afterlife merit. But I think it really doesn't matter to me now that let's just be good now. And have no fear that what you're doing is going to be damaging. Let's put aside the negative thinking and just move forward with let's just do good things now.
Beautiful, wonderful. That sums it up, and I believe you could not have summed it better how it all comes together. So again, really appreciate you taking time, and thank you so much for your wonderful insights. So Veerachai, I appreciate it, and we look forward to be in touch, and we'll do another session hopefully sometime soon. So
Sure.
thank you.